Hey, Cornfolk, welcome back. Gonna do something a little different today. We've been struggling to get boxes in hand, so had to find something to keep myself entertained here a little bit. We got some proof sets here, 68 through 70, that are supposedly sealed. I still don't know what the whole story is behind sealed or unsealed sets, but who knows? Let's find out. We'll see what's in them. As far as the 68 and 69, I don't know of anything off the top of my head that kind of stands out to look for. Out of the 70, there's definitely a couple different things you could be looking for. We got some examples back here that we'll look at once we get to it. But might as well go in date order. So we'll start here with the 68. So let me get set up on the tripod. Find something to hopefully safely open this with. And we'll get rolling. Let's see what we find. Alright, here we go. Ready to jump into 68 here. Like I said, as far as I know, there's no known varieties or anything that we could find in this one, but you never know. We could find some cool errors or something. Not that I've had a ton of luck doing that, but I don't know that I've opened many sealed sets, so we shall see what we got. Nothing jumping out there besides some nice looking coins. This here's our Denver half of the set with our 40% half dollar. And got a little crud, it looks like, on the San Francisco set down there. She's not looking so hot, but the Philly one is in pretty darn good shape, but not so much the San Fran. But nothing major jumping out, so let's get set up under the scope. We'll take a quick peek, see if there's anything hiding in there that we can't see by the naked eyeball. So be right back and take a look at that. Alright, so we're set up under the scope here with the 68 Philly set. Kind of hard to see sometimes through these mint cellos, but we'll do our best to kind of take a quick peek at everything, see if anything jumps out at us. Nothing crazy that I'm seeing. This is our 68 San Fran scent that was kind of toasty, straight from the jump. Got a little nasty little spot there right on his mouth. Looks like it's fairly well tarnished as well, so wouldn't necessarily call that a keeper. There's 68 dimes, looking in pretty good shape. Looks like he might have a tiny little chip behind his ear there, or that might just be. Let's see if I can nudge it over. No, I can't see. Oh, no, that was just a little knock in the plastic, it looks like. Or 68S nickel. Nothing jumping out there either. 68 quarter. Nothing jumping. Let's flip over to the back. Let's see, we'll start with the San Fran scent here. Back of it's in, I guess, a little better shape than the offers. Jump on down to the Philly. Looks like there's something inside the plastic there, right on the side of the steps. Nothing jumping out. On down to the dime. Definitely not a full bands version of the dime, but still in good shape. How about some steps on the nickel? Let's see. Not even close. But again, good shape as you would expect out of a mid set. Guess got a pretty good little gash up there towards the top window of Monticello. But lastly, we got our quarter. And look like nothing jumping out there either. Besides, nice looking coin. So let's jump over to our Denver set here. I thought right when I threw it under there, I caught a glimpse of what looked like an RPM, but I don't think so. I'll have to maybe try to take a closer look after I run through them here. Or a dime. Nothing standing out. Time for the nickel. Looks like it might have a little toning starting on it. Outside of that, looks like your standard nickel. How about our Washington quarter? Nothing there on the offers. Almost forgot our Kennedy. Getting ready to flip over to the back. There is a triple die, I think, offers cherry pickers variety, but as far as I know, that's nothing that can be found in sets. And it is certainly not in this set. But it is certainly nicer than most of the 40%ers that we take a look at here on a somewhat regular basis, so we'll take it. On to the reverse here, got our penny, cent, whatever you want to call it, don't yell at me. It's a coin. No full bands on our dime. Nothing jumping out. How about our nickel? I don't even know if we got a half a step on the nickel. Pretty soft little strike there in the middle. But she's in good shape. How about our quarter? Looks like you got some strike doubling down there on the bottom. Machine doubling, mechanical, whatever you want to call it. And if you're not sure what that is, it's just kind of a little shift in the die as it's usually as it's ejecting, I think. Kind of gives you that look of doubling, but it's not actual doubling. Whoa. I lost track of where I'm at. My cello took a little slide on me. Yep, nothing standing out there. And lastly, our $50. Well, ain't got nothing standing out there either. So that's it for the 68 set. Some nicer coins, of course, but like I said, that 40% is looking much nicer than most we see. But that's going to be it for the set. We will grab the 69 and move on into it. So I'll be right back. Alright, so here we go. Back with our 69 set. We will get her opened up. See what might be inside. Oh, just shredded the envelope. I'm not sure that this knife is the sharpest in the bunch, but I guess it probably doesn't help. The paper is a little aged itself, so let's take a peek. I guess we're starting off with our Denver side of the set this time. We've got our 69 Denver half. This set looks like it's fairly kind of milky under the plastic here, so I don't know if maybe it seen some moisture at some point. It's definitely not looking quite as nice as the last, at least on the clad stuff anyways. At first glance anyways, the penny doesn't look terrible, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely got a different look to it. But then our Philly set. San Fran scent in it as well, similar to the last set. But nothing jumping out, kind of on the surface. So let's jump in a little deeper. We'll take a peek, see what we got. So let me get set back up right under the scope, and we will go from there. All right, so we're set back up under the scope here. Got our Philly set. Well, I guess we're starting on our San Fran scent. Just to get the bad news out of the way, we are not the first person ever to find a 69 double die in a proof set, or in a mint set, so unfortunately we won't be retiring off of this set, but you never know, right? Nothing jumping out on the San Fran. If I get this turned around a little bit, looking at the Philly. Nothing out jumping out there either. Move on to our dime. Over to our nickel. Also out of San Francisco. Some terrible glare that we can't seem to fight. On to our quarter here. Let's flip her over to the back, trying to make sure staying in the same order. We'll start with San Fran. Definitely better condition than the one that was in the 68 pack. But still nothing crazy jumping out on it. Come on. Man, I don't know why. Now we're throwing everything out of whack. Gee, Louise, I'm sorry. Must have to hang on to this thing with two hands. It just wants to slide off the base, so we're looking at stuff on. Nothing there. How about our dime? Certainly no full bands on that fella. The nickel is not a stepper. Nothing else stepping out on it either. Lastly, our quarter. Well, that's it. On that set, let's jump on over to the Denver set. Starting off with our penny. Nothing jumping at. Come on, this glare is killing me. Like I said, these coins look like they are kind of hazy in the package, but under the scope it almost looks like toning, so I don't know if they might look alright if they came out of the plastic. On to our quarter. This one's actually really clean looking. I don't know if this is a year that just known for being nice quality or not, but if Indigon's out there, he could tell us, but our 69 Denver. Let's flip her over to the reverse here. Nothing there. Again, not even a close one on as far as full bands. Can barely even tell there's bands there. They're supposed to be there, I guess. And unfortunately, the same's on our steps for our nickel. But again, it looks like it's starting to like tone up a little bit, almost like a golden tone look to it. On the recorder here. Same as the Auvers, it's just a very quality coin. Not real nicked up or marked up or nothing. Got a couple little nicks there, it looks like kind of above the A and the R in the field there, but overall it's pretty darn good shape. And lastly, our $50. Yep, we've made the trip all the way around this set, and I'm not seeing anything jumping out. So, actually, while I have the scope set up, I'm gonna grab a couple examples of stuff that we can look for out of the 70 set, and I'll be right back and we'll take a look at those. So, give me just a sec. Alright, so we're set back up here to look at our examples. Both things we're going to be looking at are on our 1970 San Francisco cent. First one here stands out pretty darn well. You got a really nice RPM that you could look for on the 1970 set, or San Francisco out of the set, I guess. Listed as RPM pretty much anywhere you look it up, RPM number 1. And I would say justly so. It is a pretty standout RPM, even for myself. It struggles quite a bit trying to identify RPMs. We cannot miss this one, so it is pretty cool. It is not necessarily super common in the sets, but you can definitely find them. So that's a pretty nice one we'll be on the lookout for. And secondly, grab the other one here. It's also on the 70 San Francisco, and it is the small day variety. And I think kind of the easiest way for me to remember, well, there's a few ways I guess that I try to look for it, but the easiest way I try to remember it is kind of the tops of your 9, your 7, your 0 kind of all line up, like just kind of perfectly, like straight across. But and also another easy spot to look for is over here in Liberty. The end of the L is always real strong, and then the rest of it's just kind of pretty weak throughout there. So that's also another one that you can find in sets. This one is, I would say, quite a bit less common than finding the Repunch Mint Mark, but you can definitely find this as well. And so those are a couple things we'll be looking for. So let me get set up and we'll cut into that set and see if we got either one in there and or anything else. So be right back. Alright, so here we go. I'll set up to cut into this set here. See if we got some goodies inside. If nothing else, you know you got the key date of the Kennedy half dollars. 1970 Denver is only available out of these mint sets here. Alright, let's see what we got. First up is our Philly set, which has got our San Fran cent in there. Let's see if we can see anything just by zooming in, kind of naked eyeballing it. Man, that picture is terrible, but I think we got ourselves a small day cent in there. It certainly looks the part. I don't know why the picture is so awful, but we will definitely get it under the scope. But it certainly looks like a good find in there. I wish it looked as good as the Philly cent does. I guess it's not bad, but it doesn't look quite as nice as the Philly cent does. Outside of that, there's nothing jumping out at us. Let's look at our Denver set here. There's our key date half dollar. There's definitely some good varieties on the 70 Denver, but again, I'm pretty sure none have ever been found in mint sets, so not to my knowledge anyways, but still some nice looking coins. So let's get set up under the scope. We'll start off with that San Francisco cent and hopefully confirm the goodies that we thought we have. So let's jump over there. Alright, so we're set up here. Take a look at. Unfortunately, that is not what we were hoping for. Bummer. My eyeballs are awful. I could have swore that the Liberty looked kind of weak under this. I mean, I guess it kind of is weaker towards the inside bar, but that is not the scent that we were looking for. Oh well, still a halfway decent looking scent, so we will take it. And that's kind of a bummer. I need to get some better glasses, I think. Dimes are looking pretty good, but nothing stand out on it. How about our nickel? Nothing there. Jumping on over to the quarter. Little paper hanging on the outside there. Not looking so great on the back of that scent. Got a little few dark spots on her, but we'll have that, I suppose. How about our dime? Nowhere close to full bands. No proof reverse. Another mushy nickel with not even a hint full steps. And lastly, our quarter. Oh, that looks like, so we got some extra thickness there throughout quarter, but I don't know if there's anything. I don't know. I'll have to look it up real quick. Might just be design, kind of a design on it, but that looks super thick to me. I don't know. Let me pause this real quick. After, I guess I might as well look at the rest of the coin while we're here, but could very well just be design variation, I guess. Alright, give me just a second and we will be back and take a closer look at this potentially. So, give me just a sec. So apparently it's just a nothing to see here moment. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything listed. It just kind of looked super thick to me, but we're going to move on to our 70 Denver set here and take a look to see what we got. Nothing really jumping out on anything. On our quarter. Like I said, there is some fantastic varieties on the 70 Denver quarter, but to my knowledge, not to be found in mint sets. Got a little bit of like a steely blue toning on it. It's in really good shape as well, but and then our key date half, which is in not as good a shape. A couple big old gashes on the chin and down right down on the neckline. Unfortunately, it's rather beat up. To the back. No bands. Still a nice little dime. Definitely no steps. Nickel looks like it's got a little bit of toning on it as well. Not quite as toned up as this quarter, but I guess this quarter looks about the same. I don't know. It just seems like it's thick down $0.75. $50 is definitely in a little better shape on the reverse than she is on the obverse. But nothing really jump out on it. But either way, still got ourselves whoa. I'm all over the place here, showing you my pile of coins on the table that waiting on me to do something with them forever. But got a nice little set here. Ken's looking a little foggy, but I don't know. It's still fun to open these sets up and go through them. You never know what you might find. Unfortunately, we didn't have anything super fantastic in them, but you don't know till you get in them, so that's what we had to do. Well, I guess we didn't have to, but I'm glad we did, because it's the thrill of the hunt that makes it all worthwhile. So, unfortunately, no big finds, but we had fun. Or at least I had fun. I don't know if you did, but if you did, thanks for sticking out with me. And I don't know what we'll get into next. I know I have a couple proof sets, 61 proof sets that are sealed that I have not gotten into, but maybe at some point we'll jump into those. But anyways, that's going to be it on this one, folks, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.